Hi guys, it's your girl Lashes Tony XO. How are you guys doing today? My name is Michelle. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please stay and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be part of our Lashes Tony XO family and you'll be notified every time I post a video. Also, every Saturday I do a weekly Shop My Stash videos where I do giveaways on Saturday. So make sure to, like I said, hit that notification bell so you get notified. Also in July, I will be having some giveaways for my 5-year anniversary here on YouTube. I'll put my handle down below for my Instagram because I'll be giving away something on Instagram as well. And on Instagram, it's just Lashes Tony XO. Everything's lowercase. So today's video is a tag that I saw going around. Very excited about it. You guys know I love tag videos. So honestly, I saw the tag first. Kelly Gooch did it. She did it a little bit differently than what I'm gonna do. I watched Kelly Gooch first, so I'll put her channel down below. Then I saw Allie Glines do this. Now, she did hers differently and it made me really want to do this tag. So the way I'm going to do it is like Allie Glines did hers. So I'll put her channel down below and her video and you can watch her take on it. So what she did was, maybe I should tell you what this video is about. Okay, this is the if I wasn't a YouTuber tag, like what my makeup collection would basically look like if I wasn't a YouTuber. So being a YouTuber, you're always getting new products either sent to you, or you're buying the newest thing that comes out, or just being on YouTube, you kind of get to see what's out there and you're always wanting to try new things. So this is just saying, like, if you were just, you know, a regular person and you didn't buy all this makeup for YouTube, what would your collection look like? Now, the way Allie did hers was she did a drugstore edition, and then she said she was also going to do a high-end edition, or a, yeah, high-end, luxury, whatever. But she started off doing a drugstore edition. So today I'm doing a drugstore edition. I thought it'd be fun to do two different ones. If you're very interested in this video, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely do a high-end one as well. Like, if I wasn't a YouTuber, which high-end products would I definitely own? So let's go ahead and start with primer. So for primer, I was thinking, okay, if I wasn't a YouTuber, what primer would I use? The first one that popped in my mind was the L'Oreal Magic Base Primer, because I really, really love that primer, and it's really nice for large pores and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't discover that until one of my subscribers recommended it. So I was like, I don't even know if I would have heard of that product, because honestly I never heard of anybody else talk about it. So I was like, would I even know about that product? So I feel like this is the one that I would probably have if I wasn't a YouTuber, and that is the NYX Pore Filler. This right here I've had for a long time. This one's empty, but it is one that I have repurchased over and over again because I really like the texture of it. It is basically like the Pore Professional by Benefit, which honestly was probably one of my first pore fillers I ever tried was the Benefit one. So I feel like this is one, as far as the drugstore, that I would probably have in my collection if I wasn't a YouTuber. So I decided to go with this one. So again, this is the NYX Pore Filler, and I've always liked this product. It just gives your skin a very smooth base to work with. And if you're somebody like me who suffers from, you know, enlarged pores, mine is mainly on my cheeks and around my nose, a little bit like right here and right here. So basically in the T-zone area. But like on my cheeks and around my nose is where it bothers me the most, because like if you're wearing a highlighter, or if you're wearing a certain foundation or any kind of glowy moisturizer or anything like that, it does emphasize pores. So that's why I like to have a pore filler, and I just kind of push it into the pore area, and it just makes everything look a lot smoother. So this is definitely one I would say that I would have in my collection. But a good runner-up is definitely the L'Oreal Magic Base. I really do love that product as well. So I picked the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect Concealer. You guys know Milani is like top drugstore brand for me, so I feel like, honestly, I feel like I would have a lot of Milani products. So I was gonna pick, like I said, one of my first concealers that I ever purchased, but then I was like, I probably would have heard about this, and I think I would pick this one. So again, the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect, and I'm in the color, what color does that say? I think it says Nude Ivory, and it's just a really nice creamy concealer. I do like the wand of this. I do like the smaller ones better than I like the larger ones. It's just a personal preference. And this one is like, it's creamy enough to blend really nice under the eyes, but it also is a nice one, I believe, for like aging skin. I don't feel like it gets into the fine lines and wrinkles as bad as a lot of other concealers. I'm wearing a concealer today, and I've noticed lately when I wear it that it does get under like my fine lines and wrinkles, and it's a higher end concealer. So, but this one right here, I just feel like is really, really nice for under the eyes. Like I said, it's creamy, it's cheap, it's inexpensive, and I feel like for a drugstore concealer, this is one of the best, I feel like. I feel like the e.l.f. one is a little on the full coverage side, and when you get older, you don't really like full coverage a lot of times, but I don't know. I just feel like Milani is one of my favorite drugstore brands, and I think I would have found it even without YouTube. So definitely pick this for concealer. I feel like this is probably my #1 drugstore foundation. I do have like a runner-up, so it was kind of like, I like that one, but I feel like this one is better for me. So I don't know. I went with the e.l.f. foundation. So you guys know I've like really been enjoying this foundation. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation. I will say, before I started YouTube, I only wore powder foundations. And I've always loved stick foundations as well, but I only wore powder foundations before I started YouTube. But I was a lot younger then, and I feel like being older, I don't like super full coverage. I don't like real powdery. So I just really like the texture of this one, and I don't know, I like the finish of it. It's like light to medium coverage. It gives you like, I feel like it gives you like a satin finish, and it's only like, it's under $5. So this is the type of foundation, if you're not a YouTuber, it would be super easy to repurchase it. You know what I mean? Like if you ran out, pretty much everywhere has e.l.f. And I mean, if you're on a budget, like $5, it's super cheap. So if you ran out, and before I had a YouTube channel, I honestly only had like 1 or 2 foundations. So I feel like this one is a really good one to have in your collection, you know, if you're not a YouTuber and you don't have like 30 foundations, you know what I mean? So this is definitely one that I would say I would have in my collection. I do like that it's a pump foundation. I do like it that it's like fancy because it has a glass bottle. I like I said, the finish. It's a very like satin type finish. I do like that it is just a really nice like blendable foundation. So it's really, I don't know, it's just really, really nice. It has a little bit of a fragrance, but it is definitely not an offensive smell like that Wet n Wild one. I still have that one. I'm really bad about keeping stuff even though I don't wear it, but that Wet n Wild one, whoo, it offended the crap out of me. That one smells like paint. I know a lot of people loved it. I tried to love it. I just didn't. It's still in my collection. I need to get rid of it. But this one is definitely a favorite. And if you've never tried it, I'd say definitely, if you're not looking for full coverage, but you do want a nice coverage and you do want something lightweight, this is great for the summertime. And I just really enjoy this foundation. I think it's definitely a winner in my book. So love that. This one is very super new to my collection. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I don't know. I don't know if I would know about this this powder, but it is a powder that I found a dupe for, and I just really think it's very smoothing. Now I will tell you, before I started my YouTube channel, I never wore loose powder. I only wore pressed powder. So that's another reason why I picked this one up. So this is the number 7. And I do shop at Target a lot, so I probably would have found this. But this is the number 7 pressed powder. And it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. Now, if I wasn't on YouTube, I probably wouldn't spend $45 for Charlotte Tilbury, to be honest with you. And I probably would have went with a dupe. And this one I found is very much a dupe. I always thought it was just like hype. But this, I'm wearing it today, it's just very smoothing around my pores, around my nose, my cheeks, up under my eyes. Alright, so let's talk about blushes. Now this category, I had to pick 3, and I know that's cheating, but I picked 3 that I think I would have in my collection because I'm a blushaholic, okay? I have a problem. So I do want to mention this one. This one's very new to my collection, but I'm wearing it today and I just really love this blush. This is the Almay Healthy Hue Blush in So Peachy. I did use Almay before I started my YouTube channel, so I feel like I probably would have found this on my own. And I just really think it's a really pretty color. I always have been a blush girl, blush and bronzer girl, both, like I said, before I started my channel. So I just feel like this is one that I probably would have found on my own, and I just really, it's so pretty. I don't know, I just really love this one, so I had to mention it, even though it's super new. Like I said, a lot of these are super new to my collection, but this one I feel like I would have found even if I did have a YouTube channel. And I want to talk about 2 that I know 1000% that I would have in my collection even if I wasn't a YouTuber. And this one right here is by Wet n Wild. I love Wet n Wild blushes. I used to have several. I don't know where all of them, I think I broke a couple of them, but this one is one of my favorite of all time Wet n Wild blushes. It's in what does it say? Fantastic Plastic Pink. And it does have a little bit of glitter in it. I don't mind. It has a little bit, but it's that baby doll pink that I've always really loved. I feel like it just gives you like that flush color, and it makes you look super youthful. So this is like a blush that I've had for a long time, and I feel like Wet n Wild is very accessible, and like I said, I had a bunch of these different colors, and I just feel like this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, especially in this color, I know I would have in my collection. The other blush I want to mention, like I said, I'm kind of cheating because, you know, everybody picked like 1, but I'm going with 3. I had to mention Milani blushes because I own 3 Milani blushes, and I love Milani. You guys know it. It's like one of my favorite drugstore brands. And this one in Coral Cove is just an all-time favorite. I love this color. It's so pretty. It's just a beautiful, soft coral color. It looks so good. I think the Milani packaging is gorgeous with the little floral print. These blushes last forever, so you get like a really good deal on them. If you're on a budget, you get a lot of product in here, and I just feel like I would definitely have Milani blushes in my collection. So definitely definitely have that in my collection. Okay, so for bronzers, I picked 2 bronzers because I've always before YouTube, I've always had a matte bronzer or a satin bronzer and a glowy bronzer. I've always liked both, so I know I would have both in my collection. So here I'm kind of cheating again with 2 bronzer, but like I said, I'm a huge blush and bronzer girl, and I know even if I wasn't a YouTuber, those are like things I would have multiples of. I probably wouldn't have a lot of, you know, foundations and concealers and powders and stuff like that, but as far as bronzers and blushes, I would still have a lot because I just love buying those. Okay, so for my matte or satin bronzer, I picked the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I feel like this is a bronzer that I would definitely have in my collection. It's just a tried and true bronzer. I've had this bronzer for so long. I've went through so many of these. It's just one of those really beautiful, just a really nice bronzer. I think everybody loves the smell of these. Everybody loves, there's so many different colors, and I just know that I would have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in my collection. So I would definitely wanted to mention this one. As far as a glowy bronzer, I definitely would have a glowy bronzer in my collection, even if I wasn't a YouTuber, because I always had one in my collection. So what I would do is I would have a big fluffy brush, and I would get like a really big bronzer that was really glowy, and I would put it all over my décolleté, my neck, my shoulders, and I've been doing this since I was in my 20s. So this is definitely a no-brainer for me. And the one I decided to pick was this one because the pan is ginormous and it's really good for body bronzing, and it is drugstore. So this is the L'Oreal Glam Bronzer in number 3 Deep. Now this is definitely a huge pan. Now this is the original. They did redo the packaging of this, so I don't have the new packaging, but it's still good. So look how big that is. So I would take, back in the day, I would take a glowy bronzer like that, and then I would just go down my neck and my décolleté, chest, shoulders, and I would just go to town with glowy bronzer. Like I said, I've always been a fan of glowy bronzers, so I definitely think that I would have that in my collection, being YouTuber or not being YouTuber. So I definitely wanted to mention that bad boy. So I was like, I don't really know what highlighter I would have if, you know, if I wasn't a YouTuber and it was drugstore. But I went through my collection that I have, and I just kind of swatched a few drugstore ones. And this one right here is so close, excuse me, is so close to a lot of my favorite ones. It's about the same color as the Becca, Malika, and Chloe highlighter. It's about the same color as the Jouer Skinny Dip highlighter. So it has that same color. So I was like, this would probably be a highlighter that I would have in my collection. Plus, it's got a huge pan. The pan is freaking huge. And this is by Makeup Revolution. It's the Sun Kiss highlighter in Golden Kiss. So I know I haven't really talked about this highlighter on my channel, but I have so many that I haven't mentioned it, but I've had this for a long time. This is a huge, it's even bigger than the bronzer. It's just a huge pan. This would last me forever. Highlights last forever. And this, again, is drugstore. It's by Makeup Revolution. And the color of this is that champagne goldy color that I love. Like I said, it kind of looks like the Skinny Dip by Jouer that I'm in love with. It kind of looks like the Becca highlight that I love. So I just feel like this is a highlight that I would definitely have in my collection. It is so pretty. Now this is technically not drugstore, but it is very affordable, so I wanted to mention it. It is honestly my favorite ColourPop eyeshadow palette, and this is the Going Coconuts ColourPop eyeshadow palette. I love, if I just had this palette and I didn't have a huge eyeshadow collection, I think I would be really happy with it, because these colors are so pretty. They almost remind me the colors in the Anastasia Sultry palette. So if you love that palette, I think you would love this palette. So I don't know, it's just, you guys know, like, I'm a sucker for shimmers, and these are just really buttery, and the mattes are buttery, the shimmers are buttery, and I don't know, I really love this, even though honestly I love warm eyeshadows more than I like cool eyeshadows. But I don't know, I have another ColourPop palette as well that I could mention, but this one is just one of my favorites. Let's talk about brow products. So this is definitely no doubt in my mind, I would have this as a brow product. So I had to mention the Essence Make Me Brow. This to me is a dupe for the Gimme Brow. I love the Gimme Brow. It is one of my favorite brow products ever, and I remember I used to buy this all the time. So this is definitely one that I would say, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would probably own a bunch of these, because these are so cheap. They're just so affordable, and you just can't go wrong with these. You cannot go wrong with these. So highly recommend it. Okay, so last two products I want to talk about, lipstick. So definitely no-brainer. If I wasn't on YouTube, I wouldn't know about Persona, which is my favorite liquid lipstick. I would definitely say I would have the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink lipsticks. Even though I wasn't a YouTuber, I would at least have, you know, a few colors, at least a red and a nude. So I did want to mention these. I think these are amazing drugstore liquid lipsticks. They stay on your lips longer than any other liquid lipstick I have ever tried in my life. And I just know that I would have at least, you know, I don't know, several of these in my collection, even if I wasn't a YouTuber. I think they're amazing, and I think, you know, being drugstore, they're just the best long-lasting liquid lipsticks on the market. A lot of people don't like them because they do have a sticky feel to them, but that's what keeps them on your lips all day, is they actually stick to your lips, and you have to have some type of an oil to get your liquid lipstick off, because they do stay on all day. Honestly, I fell asleep one time with the liquid lipstick on before I went to bed. Promise you, the next day it was still on my lips. It wasn't on the pillow, it was still on my lips. So these things do not come off unless you take them off. So yeah. All right, last I want to talk about a setting spray. I don't even know if I would honestly have a setting spray if I wasn't on YouTube, but I just thought I would mention one. I just mentioned the Wet n Wild one because it is a 3-in-1, so you could prep your skin with it, then you could set your makeup with it. So I just wanted to mention the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut. And then I love the way coconuts smell, obviously, because I picked this bronzer. So this one has that coconut smell, which I love. And also they have the, I think they have the cucumber one and the rose one. And you can just spritz your face before you put your makeup on, and then you can spritz, you know, to set your powders and stuff. And I just feel like, I don't know if I would have setting sprays, honestly, if I wasn't a YouTuber, but if I did pick one up, I really think the Wet n Wild one is one that I would pick up. So, like I said, I will leave everyone who I saw do the tag down below. And if you guys are interested in for me doing a high-end version of this, like what high-end products would I have in my collection if I was not a YouTuber, let me know in the comments if you want me to do that tag. And if you liked it, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up. It helps my channel out. It would mean a lot to me. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified for all future videos. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.